Walter Gerhard Martin Sommer was born February 8, 1915, in Schkolen in the German Empire. In 1943, Reichsfuhrer Heinrich Himmler appointed an SS judge named Georg Conrad Morgan to investigate charges of corruption at the Buchenwald camp. Due to his excessive brutality and sadism, Sommer was indicted and tried before Morgan. Commandant Karl Koch and his wife Ilse Koch were also put on trial. According to Morgan, Sommer had a secret compartment underneath the floor under his desk. He kept his private instruments of torture concealed within this compartment, such as the needles he used to kill his victims. After he had finished torturing them, he would inject them with carbolic acid, or inject air into their veins, causing death by embolism. On occasions, after private late-night torture sessions, Sommer would hide his victims' bodies under his bed until he could dispose of them in the morning. Among his acts of depravity were beating a German pastor, hanging him naked outside in the winter, then throwing buckets of water on him and letting him freeze to death. On another occasion, Sommer beat a Catholic priest to death for performing the sacrament of penance for a fellow inmate. In the spring of 1943, Sommer was transferred to a regular combat division. He served in the 9th SS Panzer Division Hohenstaufen until August 1943, when he was recalled. Sommer was then arrested and charged with embezzlement and committing unauthorized murders in the camp. Sommer initially denied his guilt, but he eventually admitted to secretly killing between 40 to 50 prisoners. According to his own testimony in 1967, he was only charged with 2 counts of murder and 1 count of attempted murder. The court had refused to allow him to testify about unauthorized murders he committed on Karl Koch's personal orders. It is not known whether Sommer was actually convicted of any charges. However, after the trial, he was sentenced to probation on the front lines. On April 8, 1945, he was critically injured after an American bomber plane with a full payload crashed next to his tank. He suffered injuries to his left arm, right leg and stomach. The injuries to his left arm and right leg were severe enough that both had to be amputated. After recovering, he was interned by American occupation authorities due to his SS membership. Luckily for him, he managed to conceal his identity and avoid what would have been a guaranteed death sentence in the Buchenwald trial. Sommer was released in June 1947, and sent to a home for the disabled. A former prisoner recognized him later that year, which led to his arrest in February 1950. However, the charges were initially dropped due to his wartime injuries. After this, Sommer married, fathered a child, and filed for and received a pension for his service-related disabilities. In 1957, he was indicted for complicity in the death of 101 concentration camp inmates. In July 1958, a Bayreuth district court in West Germany convicted him of 25 deaths and received a life sentence. Upon appeal, the case was upheld in May 1959 by the federal court. In 1971, he was released from prison, since there was no facility to continue his treatment of his wartime injuries. He was transferred to a hospital and in 1973 to a nursing home, where he remained until his death on June 7, 1988, in Schwarzenbruck, in West Germany. He was 73 years old.